Today, I'm taking you to Tokyo Disneyland. No, to the oldest samurai castle in Japan. Fukui Prefecture is known for its cold winter, so even deities need to wear clothes. Yes, it's right there. No other existing castle were built before Maruoka Castle, which was completed in the 1570s. It's not a big castle like Osaka or Nagoya. People love this castle because it's a 100% legitimate samurai castle. This is a very common thing in Fukui and Kanazawa. They do this to the trees so that the branches won't break by snow. Look at the roof. Shachihoku decorations are there. It's a common thing in almost all castles in Japan. The element has a tiger head and fish scales. It's believed to ward off evil spirits. Can you see the hole in the wall? They are hazama, or gap to shoot musket from the inside. It's a common defense system in Japanese castles. These are the very first shachihoku decorations from the samurai period. The wall is not a classic white plaster. It's a wooden wall. Don't be upset. The white castle wall became the standard after the beginning of the Tokugawa shogun's rule in the early 1600s. That means it's a very old castle that dates back to the warlord period of the 1500s. I need to change into slippers. Bringing mud inside the structure can damage this historical heritage. This feels real samurai castle. Wooden pillars, plaster walls, and the faint musty smell of 400 years old. This space is not for overlooking the nice downtown. It's ichi otoshi, a defense system. When enemy soldiers climb up the stone walls, the defenders remove the floorboard to drop stones and fire muskets. It's a very common defense system in Japanese castles. This is not a peephole to watch the neighbors. Defender soldiers shoot muskets and arrows from there. When the castle has long walls along the moat, there must be hundreds of loopholes. Nagoya Castle, Osaka Castle, and Kumamoto Castle look great but are made of steel and concrete. Warrior samurai were exactly right here 400 years ago. In the Edo period, it had massive moats and powerful stone walls around the main castle tower. The grounds are surrounded by the castle town. Fukui is a countryside prefecture. Why did the samurai lord build such a strong fortification? Fukui was, as well as Kanazawa, home to Jodo Shinshu, the largest Buddhist sect in Japan. In the Civil War period of the 1500s, the followers of peasant and townspeople took arms to rebel against the samurai rulers. They succeeded in eliminating the samurai warlord and established their own republic. The new conquering samurai warlord decided to build an impregnable castle to rule Fukui. This is too steep. Stairs in real Japanese castle are always like this. If I trip on the step, that would be too much. I would not dare to do this without this lifeline. There's one more floor. They are the Honda clan who ruled the Maruoka area as lords in the Edo period. The architecture here is old style, where they built the upper floor with using new pillars. After the early period of the 1600s, all castles used the same pillar through all the floors, which was more efficient in construction. This castle is old-fashioned, however, it improves aesthetics. This stair is even steeper than the last one. If I fall, I definitely break my legs. Samurai climbed with over 10 kilograms of armor. This is the top floor of Maruoka Castle. It can overlook the whole city like the samurai lords did 400 years ago. Actually, this castle tower was said to be the oldest one in Japan since the 1570s. But a recent survey has shown that the original castle tower had only one floor, and the second and third floors were added in the 1620s, making the Japan the fifth oldest castle tower. Number 1 and number 5 makes a huge difference. For example, everybody knows Novak Djokovic, whereas a few people know the name Andrei Rublev. Look at these stone walls. They were built with an ancient technique called nozuratsumi, in which unprocessed stones with a variety of shapes and sizes are piled on the top each other. It's completely different from castles that will be built later, where stones are cut to a uniform size and shape and are tightly joined together. This is mainly done for aesthetics and as a display of power. However, the older style seen here has several practical advantages. It's better for drainage. Fukui has a lot of rain and snow, so this stone wall style is rational and practical. It says that there are more than 20,000 castles in Japan during the samurai era, but only about 200 remain today. Of these, only about 90 castles have castle towers, and only 12 of them have castle towers dating back to the samurai era. Japanese people are too embarrassed to say that most castle towers in Japan are actually imitation built for tourism using steel and concrete. A crisis came to this castle in 1948. A massive earthquake of magnitude 7.1 hit Fukui, killing more than 3,000 people and causing devastating damage to over 30,000 houses. The epicenter was just 1 mile south of here. The castle tower completely collapsed. However, the citizens of Maruoka loved the castle. 3 years after the war ended, and even though most of the city was destroyed, people decided to rebuild the castle tower by reassembling the fallen timbers. After 7 years, the restoration was completed. About 70% of wood in the restored tower still consists of the 400-year-old logs from the original one. In the old Japanese architecture, wood was joined together without using nails, so the collapsed log could be fit back together, just like rebuilding a Lego castle that has been smashed by a baby playing Godzilla. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.